one of the strongest predators on the planet, an object of worship and superstitious fear, developed reflexes. The ability to wait and deadly grip make him an unsurpassed hunter crowning the top of the food chain. Impressive size allows you to attack the largest and strongest animals. Hello friends, you are on the Animal Instinct channel, and the hero of today's video is an ancient and dangerous predator. I want to show you the biggest crocodiles that we managed to capture on video. Let's go. And so the largest member of the family is a crested crocodile that reaches 23 feet in length and weighing 4,400 pounds. Crocodiles have long been revered and feared. These are the highest predators that have practically no natural enemies. In 2011, the largest crocodile was caught in the Philippines, the size of which is officially documented. Its length was just over 20 feet, and its weight was 2,370 pounds. It was the largest crested crocodile of all that had ever been caught alive and kept in captivity. The giant crocodile was hunted for 3 weeks in the process. It tore 4 times traps made of steel cables, and as soon as he was caught, it took about 100 people to pull him onto land and tie him up at the time of capture. The crocodile was, according to various estimates, at least 50 years old. He was tied up with a lot of thick ropes, and it seems as if he is absolutely calm. One of the locals even touched him by the nose. But this crocodile does not give up without a fight. He managed to break the cart and loosen some of the ropes, but he is very tired and exhausted, and after a while, calms down. Lolong was the name of this crocodile. Died in February 2013, having lived in captivity for about 2 years. I am sure that this giant would have lived much longer if it had not been caught by people in May 2015. Charles Holmes at the Buffalo Golf Course. The Scream noticed a huge alligator slowly walking apparently to a pond. This pond is not far from the field and is simply teeming with alligators. This one was probably the largest, and it was seen there repeatedly. The first mention of it was back in 2012. The alligator was named Igor. Its approximate length is 4.5 meters. In 2016, year on the island of Sri Lanka. Crocodile, 17 feet long and weighing about 1,980 pounds, made his way from the river into an artificial channel where he posed a threat to the local population. And the local authorities decided to capture him and transport him back to the river away from people. To catch him was not an easy task, but people managed to do it. They loaded him into a tractor and carefully transported. Surprisingly, the crocodile behaved calmly. They took him to the place and then began to push him in the right direction with a bucket. And after a couple of minutes, he disappeared into the pond. The next crocodile is called Duck. He is from Thailand. The duck was born in captivity and lived all his life on a crocodile farm where he was fed and shown to tourists. He was 16 feet long and weighed about 2,200 pounds. This video is from Papua New Guinea. The local zoo likes to entertain tourists by feeding huge crocodiles. Just look at what kind of specimen fell behind the carcass. The employee is, of course, a desperate guy. First, he saddled Crocodile and then kissed him. Well, finally, I will tell you about the most terrible crocodile that inspired fear in Burundi. His name was Gustav. Gustav is a large male Nile crocodile living in Burundi. He is known for being a cannibal, and as confirmed by some sources, he killed more than 300 people off the banks of the Ruzizi River and the northern shores of Lake Tanganyika. Although the actual number is difficult to calculate and verify, Gustav acquired a status close to mythical in the region. Almost all locals know about him and are very afraid of him, as Gustav was never caught. His exact length and weight are unknown, but in 2002, it was stated that he could easily be more than 20 feet and weighing more than 2,300 pounds. Some estimates indicated the length of Gustav at 26 feet, and even more. It is most likely the largest crocodile living in Africa. Gustav can be identified not only by his size, but also by the noticeable bullet scars that cover his body, 1 on his head, 3 on his right side, and many on his back. His right shoulder blade, as it was noticed, also bears traces of a deep, penetrating wound. The circumstances of obtaining these scars are unknown for sure. Although numerous attempts by visiting hunters or locals to kill this crocodile are known according to some locals, he allegedly only hunts people and kills them, leaving the corpses not eaten. While he can catch several people at a time and is especially dangerous when approaching the shore to mate with females, Gustav inspired fear not only to people living near inhabited reservoirs, but also to hippos, although usually Nile crocodiles peacefully coexist with hippos, and they even avoid aggressive individuals defending the territory, or young Gustav K is known for intending to hunt them. According to one huntsman, it was even described how he attacked and killed a large male. It is known that the hippopotamus is respected by Gustav, keeping a safe distance and getting out of his way. Gustav became the basis of the film Primeval Evil, in which a group of reporters goes to Burundi to capture this crocodile. without which it can exceed 1,500 pounds, slowly choosing a victim. The predator plans an attack is not the most effective attack, and the buffalo in a panic pulls the crocodile on dry land once far from his element. He loosens his grip because it's easier to wait for another chance. In fact, crocodiles cannot be called eternally hungry and voracious animals. Given their coolness, they have a rather slow metabolism. So the older the predator, the longer it can go without food. Although if the Nile crocodile can eat up to 20% of its own weight at a time, the diet of crocodiles consists not only of large mammals, a significant part of it is occupied by fish, amphibians, and even birds. In such a skillful and huge a predator can also have enemies. A hippopotamus is one of the most dangerous and unpredictable animals in Africa. A mother who protects her offspring is a particular danger. But in this situation, something went wrong. The behemoth seemed to politely ask the crocodile to leave, but this one is in no hurry to respond to a kind of claim when the rivers are full of water. Such a neighborhood is quite appropriate because there is enough space for the peaceful coexistence of two completely different species. But if the reservoirs dry up on the way of the giants, it is better not to become they fiercely defend their own territory and do not favor at all. Therefore, instead of a peaceful conversation, the crocodile is prepared for a good beating. It is simply thrown out of the forbidden zone in an unequal fight. The predator miraculously succeeded. Hippos can also become the last hope of an antelope trapped in a deadly trap. It seems that the situation is hopeless, but in a desperate struggle for life, the animal rushes towards the hippos with the last of its strength, which seems to be breaking up the fight. However, this is just protecting the territory. And now its owners are casting unkind glances towards the victim who's trying to get ashore. The antelope miraculously survived, but with a broken leg, she will become an easy prey for another hungry predator. These are the laws of nature. Sandy beaches and dry riverbeds become a great place for construction of the nest, where the female lays an average of 50 eggs. It is interesting that the sex of the future predator is determined by the temperature inside the nest, even taking into account careful protection. Not all cubs are born. They are still very vulnerable, and therefore the mother in a peculiar way transfers them to a safer place. Despite the rapid growth of two more, they will stay near their mother for a year, and only then leave their native lands. The Nile crocodile reaches puberty at the age of 10 years, but only 1% of all hatched cubs survive to this under favorable conditions. Crocodiles live for more than 40 years. Individuals can live for more than 80 every year. Hundreds of people become victims of Nile crocodiles of all large predators. They are considered the most dangerous because any person can be considered as prey by a crocodile more than 2 meters long. And the chance of surviving an attack does not exceed 40%. But people do not particularly favor these reptiles. Half a century ago, due to active hunting, the population was actually threatened with extinction. But today, nothing threatens the ancient and dangerous predator. If you like the issue, please support it with a like, comment, subscribe, and we promise to do the best for you. See you soon in the next video.